Hey, everybody. Welcome to the All in Our Heads podcast. Thanks for downloading. There's a few places you can listen to the cast. It's Laughable.com app for iPhone is a great place because it kind of shows a bunch of different comedian podcasts, and it links to mine and Mike's bios and shows you other podcasts we've been guests on. So it's a very good app if you're into comedy and into podcasting. You could also listen on the iHeartRadio app or iTunes or Stitcher Radio app. So thanks, guys, for downloading. This week we had a pretty good episode. We talked about my trip to Laugh Fest.
We talk about, just a little spoiler right up front, we talk about This Is Us. We talk about a few episodes. So when you start hearing us talk about This Is Us, you want to fast forward about 6 minutes.
Yeah.
5 minutes, and then we're like into other television shows, and we stop talking about This Is Us. So we do that, and we have a Mike's Hot Corner this week. Yeah,
Mike's Hot Corner, where Mike talks about his feelings of other comedians shitting on other comedians. So It was a fun episode. Thanks for listening. Thanks for downloading. Check it out.
You're listening to All in Our Heads with Joe Fernandez and Mike Gaffney. Please enjoy the show.
Yo.
What's
up, man?
Nothing. Just chilling at home.
Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back. I like my bed. It's nice.
Did you get out of there before it started snowing there? It didn't snow there, did it, when you were there?
Oh, it was snowing, yeah, dude. I had a dangerous, icy Uber ride to the airport at 5 in the morning to...
oh, really?
Yeah. I got out in time because the snow got worse there, apparently.
Right, okay.
So I'm sure my flight would have been canceled.
Right.
At 3. But, yeah, that's one thing. I mean, I lifted all weekend.
Right.
And Ubered all weekend in Grand Rapids. And I guess they don't give these people, like, safety driving courses. I don't know. Like, you just get in with lunatics.
Right. No, yeah, there's no pre-screening. It's like, oh, you have what year's your car? 2007? All right, go ahead, go pick people up.
Yeah, I mean, when I leave Jersey, I get a lift in the morning to go to the airport.
Hey, you're frozen.
I'm frozen?
Yeah, you're not. Your video's not moving at all. My video's not moving either in a small box.
Oh, I'm okay on
we're connected. We're connected, but my video's not moving and yours isn't.
I don't know. You're moving perfectly to me.
Everything on my end's frozen. So can you hear me? You're recording my voice, right?
Yeah, I got your voice.
All right. Well, fuck it then.
Yeah, so I lift in the morning from Jersey to go to Grand Rapids, and this old guy picks me up. Very nice guy. Driving nice. I'm like, God, this is nice, this lift shit. I can get used to this. You know?
Right.
And then I get to Grand Rapids and, get out of the plane, order a lift, and it's like Puerto Rican lady. I think she got there from Puerto Rico like last week. Just cranking Puerto Rican music and just like, I just get it. She's like, hey. And then I get it. And she just like, I don't know. I didn't feel safe. Like the car was there. A lot of dirty cars. So that one, I was like, all right, I hope she takes me there. She didn't even, I saw her navigator was going. So I'm like, all right. And then, had a couple normal guys drive me around Grand Rapids. And then one day I
love your Uber review. I had a couple of normal guys, you
get out there like, how was your Lyft ride? I'm like, 5 stars, nice person, boom.
Right.
But it was the same. They kept asking for like any recommendations for the driver. It was the same thing. I get in the car in Jersey. The guy has a charger for my phone. Perfect.
Right.
Every car in Grand Rapids, no charger. I'm like, come on, guys, charger.
I think the more metropolitan areas, Jersey, New York, L.A., they do so much Lyft. They have chargers, they have bottles of water, they have they just try.
I mean, there was a lot of Lyft drivers around because I was walking distance to downtown, Grand Rapids. So this one day, I get a Lyft.
Hey man,
what's up?
Hey, listen, Listen, can we pause right now? Everything is freezing up.
Yeah, we'll pause. We'll come back.
Okay. I'm gonna hang up and call you back.
All right.
Okie dokie.
Got it?
Yeah, I mean, everything was starting to freeze up. Like, like when the little colored pinwheel starts spinning?
Yeah, it's never good. The
everything started spinning. Like, everything froze up.
swirling colorama of death.
Yeah. It looks like it should be like something from Candyland, but it's not as fun as Candyland.
Yeah, for such a negative thing, it's so nice. You're like,
right?
You're like, oh shit, am I gonna get a prize? Is Mac gonna give me a new Mac?
It's like I hit the Skittles wheel.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. I don't know what's coming.
It should be Skull and Crossbones or something. It should be
exactly.
sad crying wheel.
Yeah. They're just spitting tears.
Yeah.
Oh, because I had some apps that says needed updated. I think that's what happened. And I'm not sure if it's Skype is one of them, but it says apps need to be updated.
All right, yeah. Sometimes, security shit, fucking,
Maybe. Yeah, there you go. Can't get any more of a brief description than that.
Yeah.
Sometimes scary shit,
Sometimes scary shit.
So, but I did see you posted a video and you were in a cool Uber.
Oh, yeah. Oh, let me go back to the disgusting Uber.
Yeah. Okay.
I Uber into town, and this woman picks me up with, like, very few teeth, which is fine. It's fine. What are you going to do? Got it.
Yeah. Huh?
But she's got no back seat for me to sit in. I got to sit in the front with her. She has this really, I don't know what kind of car it was, but like I'm a small guy, and the back door was for like guys half my size to get through. It was like this, but there was shit all back there, so I couldn't.
That's disgusting. I'll be like, thank you, I'm good.
But I had to get, there was this meet and greet thing that I had to get to, so I wasn't, when you order Uber around here, they're there in 7 minutes. In Grand Rapids, it could be 15 minutes.
I know.
I mean, sometimes I got them really quick, especially at night when I wanted to get back in the city. Right. It was real quick. Yeah. But, so I get in, and I'm already like, there ain't no way she's getting 5-star review. Like, not a chance.
Let's start at -3, babe.
You're starting, and it smells. I'm just like, all right. And then, so we're driving, and she's taking me to Dr. Grin's, and I'm just sitting there on my phone. And then, like, right as we're getting there, she starts talking to me. I'm like, oh, wow. And then,
recommend a good floss.
And she's like, yeah, I've been Ubering for a while, and I drive for Lyft too. I'm like, all right, yeah. She's like, yeah, ever since my husband died, I'm like, oh God. And then I gave her 5 stars. That was it. I was like, she told me her husband died.
She knew how far down she was.
Yeah.
She had to bring up dead husband.
I know. So I get out of the car. I'm like, all right, babe, 5 stars. See you later. 5 stars. Literally the least I can do. I didn't even put in a comment that you have no charger, because I know you can't afford to get an extra charger in this car. So, the
little flowers, 5-star me.
I was just like, I'm just happy to get out of this smelly, dirty car. Just gross, man. You should just, But yeah, when I left the Pyramid Scheme one night after a show, this guy picks me up in a lift that's got like disco lights in it. He's got like Nirvana pumping. Guy's like 60. I'm like, this is what we're talking about, man. It's like it's a nice ride back. It's like a nightclub. Right. Like I'm continuing the party I was just at in the car.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's not a sad, stinky ride home. It's party time. And he had a tip. Cool. He had a tip jar in between the 2 seats, like on the center console.
Right.
He had gum in there, so you could leave a tip and take some gum or Andy's candies.
Oh, nice. See,
that was nice. 5 stars, man. 5?
Absolutely.
I don't even need a charger now if you're bringing me candy. Candy's
from charging something else in me.
Yeah, exactly. Would you prefer I had a charge in here or Andy's candies? Fucking Andy's candies all day. I have an extra battery charger. But yeah, no, I'm in love with like I feel like if I'm performing anywhere near a city, I'm never renting a car again.
Really?
Just doesn't pay, man. Because to rent a car, I would have had to park anytime I went downtown for $10,
right?
Plus the rental car fee. I was $5. Take me there. It's no stress.
The only thing that sucks about no rent a car, if you want to do anything, just ride around, see what's up, you can't do that. You have to know where you're going.
Yeah, well, it was so cold there. I was not going to see anything up. It was outdoors.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was brutal cold there. Yeah, I mean, if I'm in a place where I gotta drive,
or you want to go see stuff during the day.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know what you're doing. Like, say you're like in a town you've never been to, and you want to go look for a restaurant. You got to just go do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
or you have to.
This worked out because everything was in walking distance.
Right.
I could really walk to coffee shops. I tried a Grand Rapids bagel.
Oh, really?
Well, even people in Grand Rapids, these comics I hung out with, I'm like, I tried a Grand Rapids bagel. They go, why would you do that? I was curious. I was curious because there was within walking distance, like Bagel and Beanery. It was like some chain. So I'm like, I need coffee. Right. And I walk in and they look like bagel. Like they look like our bagels, like visually. You're like,
yeah, but the water they use is not.
Yeah, it's just like a mush circle. Yep. It's like a. I
don't think that name would have caught on.
Like the only thing I could, if
Beanery and mush circle,
they shouldn't call it a bagel. They should name it white bread donut.
Yeah.
picture white bread like
with a crust on it,
wet. But, yeah, there's not even a crunchy bagel crust. It's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't you just buy like frozen Lender's bagels and pawn them off? They're at least passable. And the coffee was shit. It was a bad experience. But then I found some hipster coffee joint up the street where the girl pours the water through the thing, like into your cup directly. Like she brews it specifically for you.
Yeah.
You know, and like muffins and shit. And
She bakes a muffin specifically for you?
No, they don't bake hot muffins. Oh, you want a muffin? Give me 30 minutes.
Hold this timer.
But dude, they had these sweets, these like fucking peanut butter chocolate like bar things.
Right. Oh. Why does your descriptions always fall apart at the end? Why?
I don't know. Because
they fall. Every description is like, oh, it's just peanut butter, beautiful pecan piece, shitty thing. It's a shit. Oh, it's awesome. It's like, why at the end does it have to get bad?
Because I visualize and I realize I can't market this thing properly, so it just falls apart. It's just peanut butter and chocolate in a square, but that sounds lame.
But better than and shit stuff around smushed. Like,
yeah, I know. That's how I tell you I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Exactly. It's always that. That's every one of your headlines.
But that place was good. It was called the Lion Street Cafe. But I definitely felt like, it was very hipster, and every person that walked in was very hipster. And I just felt like out of costume. Like I walked there like with my hoodie on and just like. Everyone was so fancy and like very trendy and.
Yeah. I hate that feeling.
You know,
when you're so not that at all.
Yeah, like the hipster girls, like you walk in, you see a girl with like a short haircut, like kind of like red, like she looks in a nice dress, but then she turns around and has sleeve tattoos. It's like everybody looks normal. It's like, here's this normal guy that looks like he jogs, but he's got a spider web on the left side of his. It's like so like it's very, and they all were carrying bread from the bakery next door. Like they all came in for coffee, but they all had a loaf of bread.
Oh, really?
It was very. I'm like, I was like the only one without a loaf of bread. I'm like, I don't have bread. I'm just failing at this whole breakfast here. I'm not even. They get directions. So Ubering I like it. It's my thing now. Plus I lucked out because I just Google Lyft coupon codes. And I got this.
Right.
I got this thing online. It was $50 worth of coupon codes, $5 off 10 rides.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, oh, take me there. It's like $2.
Yeah. Everybody, like almost every person I follow on Snapchat has a Lyft or Uber code.
Yeah.
So I've used like 10 different codes to get like $50 worth of rides, which is $5 applies to each ride. Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. $23 to come home from the airport to go to the airport. It's like, why would you ever call a taxi ever again? I don't know how taxis survive.
You $23 to go to from Newark, you call a Lyft or
from Newark, I got a Lyft home for $23.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah, no. Cabs are $50.
$50 plus tip.
Yeah. Yep.
You know? But yeah, so it was my first time Airbnb, and that was a good experience.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I get to the house, I get into the house, it's like an old, me, because I don't like antique furniture and old houses.
Right.
I think of ghosts and goblins and shit. And you pull up, and it's like a Heritage Hills house. It's like one of these historic houses.
Okay.
I didn't see the outside on Airbnb, so I was like, oh, shit. Like, as I'm walking up, it's like, dun, 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 dun. But I go in, it's like, it's old, but it's not dressed up old, you know what I mean? It smells nice. The woman said she had cats. I knew there was cats, so I get in. She shows me my room, and I see 2 cats. So I'm like, hey, she's like, don't let them out, even though they look like they want to go out. They're like pine to go out. Don't let them out of the house.
Oh, right.
I'm like, yeah, I'm not. So whatever. I get in my room. So I just get there. So I was like, I want to shower and go I want to go to some of the shows tonight. It's the day before I'm performing. I want to go hang out and check out the venue I'll be performing in. So I go into the bathroom. I'm going to the bathroom, and in the bathroom is white walls and a shelf, and it looks like there's a cat figurine just sitting on the shelf. And it blended in perfect with the white and black decor of the bathroom. It was a white and black cat figurine. And then I get closer, and the thing starts moving. I go, whoa, shit, you're alive? I didn't know that. That's what I said to the cat. I mean, it made like every ounce of blood in my body cold. I was like, really?
Were you the only person in this house?
She was downstairs. Like, most of her living is downstairs.
Okay.
I was upstairs. The only thing she's upstairs for, she has her office with her computer.
Okay.
So I only saw her in there once. But pretty much the upstairs was me. It was bedroom and then a private bathroom.
Okay.
But this cat fucking scared the shit out of me, dude. I was just like, oh. And then I interviewed it. I put it on Instagram, my video with the cat.
Yeah, I saw that.
And but that cat was pretty cute. I kind of fell in love with it over the weekend because it would just sit by my door, my bedroom door. I guess anytime I opened it, it would stare at me and then run away. So I was like waiting for me to like go somewhere. It's like, yeah, you are in here. Bye-bye. And then, yeah.
Is the audio on your end, are you hearing it choppy?
No.
It's been choppy the whole time with me, but it's almost like, like when you had those walkie-talkies that when you're talking, I can't hear you?
Yeah.
That's what's happening. It feels like that.
Oh.
But it's not affecting...
It's not affecting the recording, right? No.
Because like right there, you said recording, and I didn't hear that. I just saw your lips move.
Oh. No, it's good here.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Airbnb is the way to go, dude. $44 a night, man. It was
That's great.
Amazing. It was amazing. She had like fresh towels and shit. Fucking.
Really?
Yeah. I could use the kitchen if I wanted to, but I didn't. I'm like, I'm not going out grocery shopping. I'm fucking. Yeah.
Yeah, and then in her kitchen, so yeah.
Yeah, if I was there for a week, maybe I would.
Right.
Yeah,
you
I'm there from
money.
Friday to Monday. I'm not gonna,
right.
Go to the hipster coffee shop. Fucking let a tattooed redhead broad pour water over some grounds. Let's go. But it was a good experience, man. Laugh Fest was definitely cooler because you know me. I get there when I first get into town. So after I take my shower, I get into town and I got nowhere to like. There's no like. I have no credentials or nothing. So I messaged. You not hearing me? I see you shaking your head. I think you lost me.
No, I'm here. You there?
Yeah.
I'm just switching audio into my computer to see if that's different. So far.
So you don't. If you don't hear me, should I try and restart my computer? Or?
It's. I don't know. if it's on your end or mine. I hear you right now. I took it out of the microphone and put it into my computer. I've heard you the whole time. It's just choppy. And I'm just wondering if it's that reason. I don't know why.
Yeah. No, you're clear on everything's clear on this side.
It seems like when I say any noise, it chops you up. Anytime I speak or make a noise, you get like broken up. So
yeah, I don't know.
Right. So you get to Grand Rapids.
Oh, so I'm there, and I don't know. I just have where I'm performing Saturday. I don't know if I have to get. I got like no email about like do I have to get a badge or something? Because anytime I've been in one other comedy festival, I got a badge. I was in a lot of film festivals with my films. I always get a badge so you know who the artists are.
Right.
So I message a friend who's out there and that I met online. This guy Stu McAllister, very very cool dude. I was like, do you know if I have to go anywhere? Because I know he's kind of involved. And he's like, yeah, go to Laugh Fest Central, which is like right at this art museum right in downtown. So I take an Uber there, and they're like, yeah, we don't have any badges for you. Just go to your show. I'm like, oh, all right. Okay, I just show up and say I'm comedian. I'm who I am. Right. So, like, but you know, I have no experience with this fest. I don't know anybody there. So I'm already like insecure in my head. Like, where am I going? I don't even have any badge that says I'm.
You're insecure when you know everybody. Never mind when you don't know anybody.
Right, when I don't know everybody. So I go to this place. I find out there's a place called Stella's that's got GQ magazine voted it the best burger in like Michigan.
And there we go. There goes. And there goes the description falling apart at the end. And Michigan shit. You know what I'm saying.
Or Grand Rapids, something I don't know. It was the best by a big magazine.
All right, okay.
So, so I get there and I sit at the bar, and I'm like, man, I'm just feeling like oh,
out of place,
man. Because I don't even have I feel like I don't have no direction.
Right.
You know. So I'm sitting there, and then there's a girl to the left of me at the bar who's got a Laugh Fest hoodie on with a smile, like the logo that they have. So I just said, "Hey, you Laugh Fest?" Like, yeah, I'm a volunteer. I'm working the Pyramid Scheme, which is right across the street from this bar. I'm like, "Oh, cool, blah blah blah." So she made me feel a little at ease. Her name's Whitney.
Yeah, right.
We wound up all going out for dinner later, a couple days later. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, "All right, fuck it, man. You just come, do your time, and just have a good time. Don't get in your head." You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But side note, for the first time in my life, I saw somebody get flagged at a bar before getting their first drink. It was pretty amazing.
Really?
I'm sitting at the bar, Stella's Bar in Grand Rapids. They have these cheese-infused cheeseburgers.
Right.
It's like amazing, dude.
Right.
It's really amazing. So these two old guys sit next to me, and the bartender goes, guy puts down a 20, and he like orders a beer, and the guy's like, nope. Can't, man. Can't take you out in an ambulance anymore.
Wow.
I was like, holy shit.
That guy needs a rehab.
You think?
If they're cutting you off before you start, yeah.
Yeah. So that was pretty interesting. I'm like, maybe it was like almost fun to watch. I'm like, it's perking me up a little bit. I like watching weird shit.
My life isn't that bad.
Yeah. So I finish my burger. I go across to the Pyramid Scheme. They're having two shows there, just like 7 o'clock, 9:30.
Right.
So I get in there. I see that girl Whitney I met across the street.
Right.
So she's like, oh, he's a comic. So they let me in. And then I get up there, and it's a beautiful rock club. It's just a beautiful place to perform.
Right.
And I met this guy. I forget his name, but he was involved with the production company that was doing the lighting and backdrops for Laugh Fest.
The venue. Oh, okay.
So I'm sitting there. I'm talking to him and some other volunteer, telling them, they're asking questions about, where I'm from, Jersey, and how long I've been doing stand-up and, all the basic stuff. And then I'm like, I'm just here to watch the show, try and get a feel for rooms. I'm here tomorrow night. So I'm sitting there, and 7 comics didn't show up for their spots.
Wow.
Right? 7. And so they just decided they're going to give everybody else more time.
Okay.
And then the dude from the production company is like, why don't you put my man Joe up there? He's in early.
Right.
So he's like, all right, I'm getting everybody an extra minute, and Joe, you'll get 5 minutes. I'm like, awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. I was like, but it was, I never eat. I don't like to eat before doing a show. I just ate this massive cheeseburger.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to not take the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so then I go, when I go back, it's kind of, I'd say there was about 70 people there, 80 people, but
Right.
I think the room holds 200 plus.
Is it standing only?
No, they had seats all down the floor, and then they have these
Okay.
two balconies on the left and right that are like,
Okay.
not high balconies, like low balconies, and then, so there was some people on each balcony, and then just a few patches in the floor. So the floor wasn't full, and nobody was sat up front when I went back.
Okay.
But I'm like, whatever, man, just go do your thing.
Right.
And then while I'm back there meeting the other comics, they're all like really nice. Like it puts at ease like right away. Like every comic's like, hey, what's up? Where you from? Because nobody knows anybody. A few of them
Yeah.
know each other from other festivals, but very kind comics. And then so I didn't go out into the crowd once after they asked me. That's why when you texted me how'd it go, when I told you I got added on a show, I'm like, it was about 80, but they felt like 200.
Right.
Because in that time, another 120 people came in.
Right.
Because like when you're on stage, you can't see. It was like major lights, so you literally can see very few people. And I'm like, man, that's 80 just feel rocking.
You 80 feel like 200.
Right? Yeah. You 80 feel like 200, and then I go out there. But wow, it's because there was 200. So that was
I give you guys a lot more credit.
Yeah. So then I get off stage, and a couple comics told me they like my set, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, yeah, you should try and get on more shows, man, because people don't show up for their spots here. I'm like, really? Why would you even enter to be in a festival and not come?
I guess they're just... So, I mean, like, you start to think about... They probably enter it, then the time comes, they look at their bank account, like, I can't afford flights. Fuck it, I ain't going.
Right, but at least tell them. Don't
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't.
have your names on the list. You just don't show.
Yeah,
I mean, I know some are locals, you know?
Yeah.
Some, but even so, you're a local comic in a big festival.
Right.
And then, so I just hung out for the 9:30 show, and I was very happy to get that spot because it kind of gave me a feel for the room. It made me so much at ease Saturday night.
Right.
I went out there with such, confidence, and just I knew the room already. I knew the acoustics of the room.
Right.
So when I did my 7, but so many good comedians, man, because we're used to being in New York and New Jersey and seeing the same comics pretty much all the time, and
Yeah.
but like just killers, man. Just like these young kids from Chicago, from Indianapolis, from LA that you just never heard of, just killing. You're like, wow.
Right.
Like I was just really impressed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, then Saturday I went to try and get on another show at this place called the Vandermill. They had this cider house that they set up amazing. It's like a brewery cider house or whatever.
Right.
And they had like all like the wooden barrels lined up on a wall, like all lit up. It just looked so badass. And I couldn't get on that show because I got there just a little too late. Because like 6 people didn't show up to that show. So I was like,
wow.
So this festival, you just run to showcase to showcase and be like, can I get up?
Yeah.
So my Saturday showcase went great, which I was happy about. So I'm like, you know what? I did what I came out here to do.
So you had one on Friday.
One on Friday, one on Saturday.
Okay.
And that went well. And then, we all hung out. It was cool because we all went and hung out late after till like the bars closed. And one thing about...
You never saw Vlad? You never saw Vlad? He left?
No, because Vlad was there, supposed to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I was coming in Friday. So I didn't get in Friday till like 3-ish. By the time I know Vlad had like a 7 and a 9 o'clock show. So I was like, he's not going to have time to hang out with me tonight. So I figured, let me Friday go
do your thing,
do my thing, and then I'll call him in the morning, and then maybe we'll have lunch.
Right.
That's what I was thinking. So then I wake up in the morning, and Vlad posts, I'm going to the World Baseball Classic. But I just thought he was just saying, like, not like that day, because so I was like, oh, all right, that's cool. So whatever. So then I go across the street, get a coffee, and then I'm on Instagram, and I see Vlad does an Instagram video, like,
with the game.
And I'm like, oh, he's actually, like, so he left. so it just, it just didn't work out time. Probably if I came in Thursday, I could have hung out with him Friday.
Right.
But, it just didn't work out. But,
okay.
And then,
so now Sunday.
So, Sunday. Yeah, so Saturday was great. Good times, been a lot of good comics. Sunday, I got no shows. I'm just going to go hang at Dr. Grin's. And So Dr. Grins is having like a 6 o'clock and an 8 o'clock show.
Right.
They had 2 rooms they were doing. The actual club, which is a great club, man. It's like set up just perfect.
Really?
Nice square club. Just looks great. And then they had like a banquet room across the hall. They were doing 2 shows at the same time. So 2 6 o'clock shows, 2 8 o'clock shows. So they had a lot of comics drop out again, but they had even more comics wanting to be on this. So they put all our names in a hat.
Okay.
And then I got picked to be on the 6 o'clock showcase.
In the Dr. Grins or
in Dr. Grins, which I was happy. I was like, I really want to. Just a couple of kids, locals that I met. I'm like, I really want to get on Dr. Grins stage while I'm out here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And but it's not like Friday and Saturday. Like the pyramid scheme was sold out every show. It was these free shows with standing room only. They said it's never been like that the previous years. The standing room only. It was. I mean, so like the energy was just.
Right.
Amazing. So now we're at Dr. Grins, and it's like probably 40 people kind of spread out, you know, not really all together.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of subdued. It's like 6 o'clock at night. But, you know, that's my wheelhouse. So I do a lot of shit like that. I do a lot of stuff. Yeah. But I knew, I was like, you know, let me do, like, I just figured, so like each set I did that weekend, I tried to do different stuff. I didn't do like the same exact set. Right. So this one, I'm like, I could tell they were a little like, so I went with my more like food stuff and losing weight, a little bit more light stuff, and it went really well, man. So I was very happy.
It's awesome.
That because I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is perfect. I'm going to end on some weird ass show. You know,
you never got on the 8?
No, I was about to get on the 8 in the banquet room.
Right.
They had 3 spots left. And this Spanish kid I met from New York, he only got on 1 show all weekend. The kid was very funny. And then he wound up getting that last spot instead of me, which I felt better about. Cause, Because I've gotten 3. I got 1 every day. He got 1. Right. He's been trying to get on.
Right.
So it was fine. You know what I mean? I was like, whatever. You know.
Right.
I felt fortunate. I got on 2 more shows than I was supposed to. So I got to perform every day I was there. So
that's perfect.
I really can't complain. But I went out to lunch with that guy Stu McAllister, and it's so hard to remember everybody's name you met. I met fucking 30 comics.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this comic from Wisconsin, and it was cool just shooting the shit.
Right.
What was cool about the Comedy Fest was that like it's almost like a weekend getaway camp for comedians, because it's just a mob of comedians. We're all gonna go eat after. You know.
No one really has to be anywhere tomorrow. They all just got to hang out and do nothing.
Yeah. And so it was good.
That's good, man.
JF Harris was there. Saturday night I stayed for the Best of the Fest show. They took like a bunch of guys from the other showcases, like the main showcases. Like Vlad probably would have been on that if he was still in town. Right. And so I guess maybe JF, because I think JF lives only in Wisconsin now or something, which is like a couple of hours from there. 3 hours.
I don't know.
But he was added to that show. I saw Michael Somerville.
Okay, yeah, I know. I saw him on the list.
Because I was in the green room hanging out because some guy said to me and this guy, I was palling around with this comic named Damon from Atlanta. His last name, escapes me right now. But we palled around all weekend. So this one guy goes, "Are you guys going to get on the Best of the Fest show?" We're like, "We're not supposed to be." He's like, "Well, hang around. Maybe if you never know what will happen. If people decide they don't want to come, maybe." So we're like, all right, we'll hang here. So we just hung in the green room.
So at what time was that show?
I was midnight Saturday. So I was on the 9:30 showcase there. So we're hanging out in the green room. And then Michael Somerville comes in. He's had a few. And he's like, "I know you. Or do I know you?" First, he comes in like a little buzz, like, "Joe Coy?" I go, "No." He's like, "No." He's like, "Where do I know you from?" I'm like, I pop around New York. We've met before. And he goes, "That's right. Yeah. How you doing?" When someone has a couple beers, they just ask you a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And then I met this young kid in the green room, Brad Wenzel.
I know that name.
He's so funny, dude.
Where's he from?
I think he's originally from Chicago or Michigan or something, maybe, or Chicago. But he was just on Conan. I just know the name. He's blowing, but his act, dude, he's funny. He's like quick one-liner jokes, man. Right. And I met this other comic who's originally from Canada, who's living in New York now, Michael Harrison.
I don't know.
He was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we hung out in the green. There was no spots for us, and then we just left the green room and then watched that show. And then, but yeah, it was just fun, man, being around comics. I was like, I like these festivals. It's just a good time.
Right. And it's the festival's like almost a break from what you're doing out there all the time. It's like a break, and you're like, we're getting to perform, but like this is fun.
Right, it's fun. It wasn't like, it was just fun.
Yeah.
It was just fun. Like everyone was just having a good time.
Right.
You know, it was like, I don't know. I definitely want to.
I never did one, so I mean, that's probably something I probably should do.
You should do Laugh Fest because they'll love you out there. Like after my Saturday show, this guy came back. He's like, dude, I loved your set. I love your voice. I like the East Coast voice. I just wanted you to keep talking.
Nice.
It was an interesting compliment, you know.
Yeah. It's like funny. My friend Mike finds it annoying.
But yeah, doing those 7-minute, 5-minute sets, you know, because even in the city you get 10 minutes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
But you're like, wow, 7 minutes is boom.
Yeah. Especially when you think about the flight, Uber, all of this stuff to get to that 7.
Right.
But
I was trying to think of it. What?
But the whole event is why you did all that.
It is worth it because you hang out, you meet a lot of good comics. I made some good connections. Like a lot of these Michigan comics have like these shows they run, and they said if I'm ever in the area performing somewhere else,
exactly.
like because this one comic I met from L.A., he met a lot of comics at this other festival. He came in to do Laugh Fest, and then he booked 2 shows in Detroit for like right after, like that Sunday and Monday.
Right.
But it was cool. Everybody was cool. You didn't meet like one like weird bitter comic or something. Everyone was like in a fun spirit, you know.
Right.
Pretty much everyone killed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was just a good fun time.
The audiences were cool audiences. Like,
dude, let me tell you something about Grand Rapids. Not only is it the cleanest city, I feel like it looks like a city that's it's supposed to be like a part of a movie set,
right?
Like a backlot city. You're like, it's so clean.
Yeah.
And like people are so nice. Like it's possibly the nicest town I've ever been to. People like
really.
I'm walking down the street my first night there. Like as I'm walking to get that first burger, and this girl's like, "I really like your shoes." I'm like, "Okay, I've never had that in my life." Complete stranger tell me they like my shoes.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, where am I? But yeah, very, very nice people. The audiences are very nice. Like we're in a bar till like 2 a.m, and people are getting hammered. And like,
right.
At 2 a.m. in a bar in Jersey with this many dudes hammered, you'd be like, "There's something's about to go down."
Well, somebody's fighting.
But like they're like bars closed, everyone's hugging. It was like you felt like you were at somebody's wedding, but everybody knows everybody because it's such a small city. So like the last night, Sunday night, me and Damon go out with this girl, Whitney, who was a volunteer. We're like, take us somewhere to eat. And she's like, she goes, "Oh, we'll go to this bar where she walks in. Hey, Tony, you guys still serving?"
Right.
Nah, go get some food somewhere else and bring it back.
Wow.
And then me and Damon were like, "Well, I want to go get food and I can bring it back."
Yeah.
But it was just like that type of city, just like, just fun, man. I had a good time. I definitely recommend if you're a comedian, go to Laugh Fest. Don't worry about, I'm only getting 7 minutes. I got to spend money to get out there because it's like a whole cool networking thing. It's like I said, it's like comedy camp.
Right.
You know,
that's what I'm scared.
Like going to a convention. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just like going. There was actually a couple comics went off and did some other spots, like in the city, like open mics or some other free shows that local comics had. So you always have that option if you knew people.
Right.
Like I met a guy who runs a Monday show. He's like, "If you ever come back, you do my Monday show."
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's why when I was in Indianapolis and some of the guys, I was talking to one of the guys. The guy's like, "Yeah, we're trying to put a show on a Saturday night across town at another bar." And I'm like, if you did a 10 o'clock show or like a 10:30 show, and the headliner from this club would probably come over and do a spot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you do. Like there's a lot of guys. Like I forget where I was. Forget what town. I was somewhere on the road, and they were like, it was like Thursday night. Like, listen, you're in early. If you're in early enough, can you do we have a show at this bar?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So there's always guys you can find. You make those good connections, and like I'm going to be running through Michigan. Oh, do my Wednesday night fucking show. I'll give you $60. All right, you fly in a day early.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
Well, that's good, man.
Yeah, man, I had a good time. I would definitely want to do more festivals if I
That's
can.
good. That's good, man.
Yeah, man. So that's that. That was my weekend, and then the ride home was treacherous. What was weird is they don't have scheduled lifts in Grand Rapids. Like I scheduled a lift to pick me up at my house.
Okay.
Like a day before.
Right.
There only Uber has schedule, so I just scheduled an Uber. But I'm like, you don't get no clarification till like a half hour before. So I'm like, and it's snowing. I'm like, I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm dead. I don't know. I mean, I'll have to just spend a fortune on a regular cab company.
Right.
So I wake up early and I'm looking at first I turn on the Lyft map just to be curious because I have coupons.
But there's a contact info. You couldn't get the guy's contact. Just text him.
No, they don't. No, someone has to be up that time to be assigned.
Oh, okay.
Like you'll get that time if somebody's up.
Oh, I gotcha.
You know what I mean? They can't guarantee, but you
right.
take a time. So Lyft, there's nobody driving around Lyft.
Right.
I opened the Uber app. There's one car on the map. Like, and I just I'm spacing out the map of like Michigan. It's like he's the only one. It seems like.
Right.
And then it tells me, oh, your thing got picked up. I'm like, oh, good. He'll be there in 20 minutes. I'm like, oh, Jesus. So it's already like. But like Grand Rapids Airport on Monday is not like New York or New Jersey. It's like you can get in and boom.
Yeah.
But yeah, he picks me up and it's icing out, like not even snow, like icing. I'm like, how's the roads? Like pretty bad, pretty icy. So I'm like, that's why he took so long. Guy's taking his time.
Yeah, right.
For some reason, not when I get in the car, bust out on the highway like fucking Evel Knievel, and there's like 18 wheelers, and I feel him sliding. I'm like, I can't believe this is how this great weekend's gonna end. I didn't even think I was going to die. I'm like, he's going to crash, and I'm going to be stuck in the snow with this Yahoo.
Freezing.
Right. Well, at least I have my suitcase. I can put sweatshirts on and shit. But I'm like, slow down, bro. Slow down. Just, And he's got the that accent like Fargo, like.
Oh yeah.
Like that. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. Get to the app. I don't know. No, I'm not going to do it.
That was pretty good, Mike.
I didn't even. I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wait, listen.
Yeah. Stop. It's hurt.
We're not going to do it. We can't.
No, we don't have it.
I wish I'd. Yeah, try it.
Don't you know? That's all I got. Moving on.
You guys do someone from Minnesota? Don't you know?
Like,
do I get the part? Do I get the part? Say it again. Don't you know?
Now you're from Ireland.
Hired. You're the lead in the new Fargo this season. Just cut to me every scene. Don't you know? That'll be my answer to every line. Don't you know? And then home to the blizzard of 2017.
Sucked. I hate snow, man. I mean, this snow is going to be here in April. Probably sitting on this fucking ground in April.
Nah, it's going to melt, dude.
I hope so. I hate it.
I read a news story today that the National Weather Service knew it wasn't going to be as bad. It knew it wasn't going to be as bad as they said, but didn't put the news out because they didn't want people to think they can go drive.
Right, because they said it was still kind of dangerous, but not as bad as it was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the roads are slippery, and they're still messy.
Yeah. I'm done with snow, man. I'm done with snow. So
we didn't have a lot this year, but I don't like it at all.
No, I hate the one because my fucking construction's already delayed. Now there's a foot and a half of snow on it. Like I'm never gonna get this new room and bathroom. It's like come on. It's just so annoying. But whatever. What are you gonna do? What'd you do this weekend, man?
I only had one spot. This was actually the one weekend since January. I had the whole weekend off until the last minute. I got a Saturday spot. A fundraiser in Bordentown for 2 baseball teams. It was like for the town, though. Like it was for the rec department. Mm-hmm. So it was like for the high school, I think, and middle school's baseball team.
Okay.
So it was at this the Scottish Rite, like assembly hall. Mm-hmm. And it was parents and the kids were there.
Okay.
And they were in the back. The boys were all sitting like 2 or 3 tables along the back wall. And the time I got on, I mean, it wasn't that long in. It was like about 45 minutes in, I got on, but that was enough time. But halfway through my set, they were already done. They were loud, the kids, and like none of the parents told these kids to shut up. Mm-hmm. And to me, I was so angry at the parents for letting these fucking kids in the back throw candy at each other and just be loud and disruptive. And not one of you fucking parents thought, you know what? Yo, get out of the room or sit down. There's people up there doing their job.
Yeah.
Not one of them said it. And I kept saying, like, these are your kids in the back? Like, I kept saying it like that. Like, so those are your kids back there, huh? Okay. So these are your kids. These are your kids we're doing this show for. Those in the back making noise, somebody out here has those kids.
Ugh.
I just kept making those hints, and it wasn't fun. They had, first off, this huge place, no heat for the first 2 hours the building was open, so they were fucking freezing. Mm. So no heat. Then the mic didn't work. Okay. They had no stage, no mic stand, just on the floor next to a podium. Mm. No light. So the lights are on. Matt Jenkins goes up and his mic died. The mic dies halfway through his hosting.
Was this a James gig?
No.
No.
Joe Bubowitz.
Okay. So
his mic dies halfway through it. Then he has to finish with no mic. In between, as Tim Hayes' game coming up, they changed the battery out. So Tim had a mic. And then I got up and I had a mic, but it just didn't matter. It just didn't matter.
Yeah.
It just didn't matter. It just wasn't fun. Mm. I wasn't having fun. I'm like, and I'll go as long as if I'm having fun, I'll go until I see they're not having fun anymore.
Right.
And I was going to do 45 to 50, mm-hmm. and around 38, I just this is ridiculous, and I stopped at like 42.
Because they just weren't into it?
Now, by the time I got to like 40 minutes, I was going to do the snorkeling bit, and there's like a lot to the snorkeling bit. The kids in the back were standing up. One kid was like right at his mom's table talking to his mother, and they're all looking at him like it wasn't even like I wasn't on doing anything.
Ugh.
When I saw that and all the kids in the back were standing and walking around, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done. For the parents not to say, guys, you need to be quiet or go outside into the hallway. There's another place to sit. Go sit outside.
I don't even know why they get comedians for these events.
Because they don't give a fuck about
us. Get a DJ and just dance. You know what I mean? You don't even have to get a magician.
They don't care about us. And the people, no offense to Joe Bubowitz, you're going to take a gig, you're going to throw some money in your pocket. He went to do another spot. I get it. I'm not hating on him. Mm-hmm. But somebody asked us to do a gig. Somebody asked me to do a gig. I always send someone, a part of the 3 comedians that are going there, that's in charge of the event.
Right.
Make sure, get there a little early, set up the lighting, see if there's, you know what I mean? I'm also going to talk to the venue, to the people, and say, I need a stage, I need lights, I need a mic stand.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say to them. None of this was said. So, that bothers me that no one cares about that part. And then now you have all these kids standing up in the back, and not one parent said, shut the fuck up. And you couldn't curse. Like, you had to be on the clean side, so F-bombs are out.
Right.
But my whole set, I would have been like, fucking shut the fuck up, you fuck. That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
I got really angry that the parents never got up, and I just, jock parents looking at me, and I'm like, I said one time, the kids in the back, I said, there's a couple of really cool kids there because I've seen you. There's about 5 or 6 of them watching the show and enjoying the comedy.
Uh-huh.
And you guys are cool. Then there's a couple other mooks back there with their hats backwards who think they're cool. And they're not cool. They're going to be here in 20 years from now with their kids on baseball, sitting up here working at an accountant.
Right.
Believe none of them are cool.
You said that?
I said that.
How'd that go over?
I kind of thought to lose them then.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I did. I did that.
Nice.
And watch let's talk about the show. This Is Us. We were going to talk about it last week. We never did.
Okay. It's a great show. One of my favorites.
It's a great show. Yeah, I mean, I was a little late to the party, but I caught up enough to see the finale last night. And was the finale as dramatic as everybody thought it would be? No, I thought it was going to be a lot more sadder.
Well, yeah. People, if you haven't watched This Is Us, you might want to stop right now.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
But I was telling Kerry, if they showed how the dad died, that's kind of the backbone of this show for this season. They weren't going to leave us with that. I mean, if anything, 100%. They'll start the next season. That'll be the backbone of the next season after you find out.
I thought him and his wife, they are the backbone of the story. The story goes, you know what I mean, along their life.
Yeah.
So we know that he is gone and he's not there now. We understand that because we don't see him. We know he died.
Yeah, and she hooked up with his friend.
Yeah, we see that. So we all know all that part. So what are you going to do, end with his death? Like, we already know he died. So I think leaving him around till the next season, they're always going to bounce back to him. He's not going to be gone.
No.
We're just going to know how he died, and then it's just going to continue the way it went.
Right.
It's always bounced back. He's been in the show for the whole season. He's been dead.
Well, because, the little girl said, her fault, and then they made it look like, he's going to drunk drive and die, and I'm like,
yes.
And then she'll be like, if I didn't tell him to go, he wouldn't have died in a drunk driving accident. But then I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, that's so hacky.
Yeah, I know.
It's so hacky. I won't accept that. If that's it, it'll be
absolutely.
Like too hacky. And then when they didn't go hacky, I'm like, okay, good.
And you know how it did seem, I felt the same way. I'm like, you're going to do it that way? Cheeseballed? Okay. But then when he walked away from the phone, he dropped his keys. I was like, don't do. We can foresee that he's too drunk to drive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm glad they didn't go that route. Thank God.
But it was a good episode, though. They just had the best writing.
It's just such a good show. It's such a good show. And you know what sucks? Not sucks, but I had an idea. I always wanted to do it. If I was going to do a sitcom, I wanted to do more of a, not so much, typical sitcom.
Right.
So I had wrote down ideas how I wanted to do it, and I wanted to do this type of show where we go back in time, talk about when we were like that. Go back, talk about a little bit, back to now. Go back, talk about when she had this issue, come back to now. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like I wanted to write a show that we did a lot of that. The whole episode was now, then, now, then, now, then.
Right.
That's how I want to do a sitcom. So now I see this show, and I'm like, well, there goes that original idea I thought I had.
Yeah, but that's a storytelling thing that people do for years.
Yeah, but not the way they did this.
Yeah. I mean, typically, I learned this when I was studying film in school, and like flashback is for like lazy writers.
Right, this isn't like that.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like, I didn't want to do it like that either. I wanted to do where the past was part of the now story.
Right.
Because every time they go back to the past, they're not going, remember that time? And then they go back. They're not doing that.
Right.
They're just doing like you say, the kid says, like, my stomach hurts. And then, like, zoom, back to why her stomach hurts.
Well, it shows why it's showing how they got shaped to be the people they are today, and how they're not much different than they were when they were children, especially Kevin with his, he's a little better than he was with his jealousy and his need for attention while he became an actor.
Right.
And I felt bad for his girl at this episode when he's going off to L.A. now, and she's like, well, here we go again.
Yep. That's what I did, too. I felt bad, too. I'm like, well, that's the part of the business, babe. You know what we do.
Yeah. She's like, exactly, and that's why I was divorced.
Yeah. No, he cheated on her. That's why she was divorced.
Yeah.
That was cute, though. It was really good. I liked the show. I know you probably didn't, but I cried every episode except for 2 episodes ago and this one. I cried a little bit, but very little in this one.
No, I only cried last episode when I cried, watery eyes.
Yeah, right. Oh.
Yeah.
But no, I cry every episode.
No. But that was a great episode, man, with the jazz bar and everything.
Oh, that was great.
They have that soundtrack. I want that song. That was a great song.
The one that they were playing when he went back up?
Yeah.
Not the first one when he wrote when he was younger.
No, that one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that song.
Yeah, it was good.
But no, it's a quality show.
Absolutely.
That's why I was shocked when you weren't watching. I'm like, this is Gaffney's alley.
I never heard of it.
And I was shocked that I liked it.
Right.
Because I hate shit like that. But it's not corny. That's why I liked it.
Yeah.
And Mandy Moore is very easy on the eyes.
She is.
Very nice.
I didn't realize it.
And she sings. You're like, you just like the whole package.
Yeah.
You're very nice.
That was a good line at the last part where he said that you left a date to go sing like that. Like,
yeah.
Like that's what he loved about
an open mic. You have to blind date to go to an open mic.
To go to an open mic. That's what I love about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's like like I like that. That's what made me like her. I mean, I already liked her already, but the whole show was really good. The first episode is what hooked me. When I watched that first episode and the way they pulled it all together at the end, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? My mind was blown, and I'm like, oh, I'm in.
Yeah, Carrie was watching it way before me. And she's after every episode, she goes, "This show is so good." Like she was just so hyping it up, and I'm like, on a day off, I'm like, I'll try. She's like, you should really watch it. It's really good. And I'm like, what? Network drama, love? Get the fuck out of here. That's not what I do. And then
it all sounds bad. Network drama, series, love.
Yeah, family. You're
like, ugh.
But
all you're missing is a hospital, like everybody working in a hospital.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is it Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh Medical.
I even what's Derek? That's the black brother's name. Is that
Derek?
Is that his name?
Randall.
Okay, when he quits his job, I love that. That was
that was awesome.
So there's so much for next season. But.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the show is a really good show. The way they write it, they can just it's so funny. I mean, if you really think about it, we know the story already, basically.
Yeah.
Right? We're just watching it go back and forth, but we already know the story. We're just following the way they're telling it, but we already know it.
As opposed to Walking Dead, it's getting cornier, man. This season stinks.
The last episode wasn't bad. I know
it wasn't terrible. You know what I'm talking about with that one episode that you didn't see?
Yeah, I watched it when they did that whole
Star Wars garbage fight duel. What the fuck? Come on.
Yeah, all the broads it was weird. Yeah, it was lame.
I know, the broads with their they created some zombie monster with spikes to fight to prove something. Get the fuck out of here.
And then the girls were all robotic girls,
walking around with the skateboarding knee pads and elbow pads. What's going on here? What's going on here? I don't know. I'm just like I don't know. Even last episode, a little corny with the melon thing, and I don't know. I just wasn't buying this whole these whole story techniques that they're doing. I find them to be very
I really thought the last episode is starting to vamp us up.
Oh yeah, no. It's going to ramp up. It's going to be a typical way Walking Dead is now. We're gonna what the fuck's going on? Then we're gonna have this great finale or great 2 episodes.
I think it's going to. The finale is going to be we rushed the saviors. People are dying. You don't know what's happening. Start next season in the middle of this battle.
Yeah. I just, listen, because Walking Dead was so popular, and when I don't see anybody posting about it, because I usually been watching them on Monday.
Right, yeah, me too.
And it's you hear nobody say, usually, it's a great episode. It's either people are doing spoilers or people are getting mad.
Right.
Oh, holy shit, Walking Dead. It's just, there's no viral, no hash, nothing. No mention. You're I didn't do nothing this week, did they?
Right. Now you watch Crashing.
Crashing is amazing. Carrie went to Crashing so negatively. She's I don't know, comedy. I'm not gonna. Maybe She was actually telling Beverly, you got to watch this. The show's because she says how spot on it is.
Right.
Carrie said it's spot on. She was laughing with the stuff with his wife when she was telling you're married to comedy. You're in love with, and she's she couldn't support that, and Carrie's see, I told you. See, I love you. See, I let you do it.
Oh, she's using Crashing as a reason to hold you down. You see this? I didn't do that.
No, but she was showing I'm very supportive of you. I'm not like these broads, and but she didn't like last episode. She thought it was too inside comedy with the barking.
Yeah, it was, but I think he explained it because he kept talking to regular people. No, I got to hand out tickets to the drug dealer. And he was like, got to hand out. He's like, oh, and then they pay you for that. He's like, no.
Oh, no.
I do 8 minutes.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, so you get paid for that. He's like, no. I think they tried to explain what barking was in that conversation.
I get it. She just wasn't into that one. She's like, I was just too like too specific
well, what's
about
too
it.
Inside is the fact that he wanted to watch Hannibal, got kicked out because he didn't have enough people there. The relationship between him and Davidoff, that relationship, like of a booker, then the booker going on stage and kind of not being that funny, and now you know why he's in charge of Barker's.
Right. That was pretty spot on.
But that's inside, a lot of inside.
Yeah, like I think she was saying more like it was all one subject, where the other episodes were like everything, comedy and as a relationship. It was more like this was more of like it seemed almost like a web short on barking.
You
know what I mean? Not part of the actual story we've been watching.
Right. No, you're right.
You know what I mean? But no, they recreated the Boston Comedy Club pretty good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, they set up the outside, they had to bag it in, and then when you went inside, it was like, holy shit, this is the inside of Boston.
Yeah, just the only thing when I was watching, I'm like, the fireplace was a little too new looking.
Correct.
Not beat up.
Yeah, it wasn't as wide, I don't think, and it was a little new, but the side, the upper back left on the side, and the back right, and I'm like, wow, that place is it, like, it's it.
I told Carrie, I'm like, I bombed in many open mics there my first year of comedy. many open mics.
Was that the Monday night open mic there?
Yeah, I forget. Yeah, Mondays. Yeah, I guess it was Monday. I used to go to the city on Mondays and Wednesdays. Mm-hmm. And, that was a painful room. I did good there like twice out of like 50.
I did Boston like 3 or 4 times before it closed down. Maybe 5 times before it closed down. And then I did when it went to the Village Comedy Club. Then I did that for a while.
Oh, Comedy Village, yeah.
Comedy Village.
I never did Comedy Village.
But anyway,
we were talking about. What?
What were we talking about?
No, I was talking because we were just talking about doing comedy early on at Boston and open mics. I was talking with comics out there. We're talking about in the green room, like people, like how long you've been doing comedy was like a thing, and like some people were saying they count. They try not to even count the first couple of years, like until they started getting paid to do comedy is when you're a comedian.
Yeah, it's what Bobby Kelly tried to say to me too, but I don't believe that.
Yeah, I see their point. It's almost like me calling myself a filmmaker from like my first short film in college.
But you did every aspect of the filmmaking. Was it shitty? Yeah. But you pointed a camera, you edited it, you tried to do sound. You did everything a filmmaker does, just didn't do it well.
Right.
So you go up on stage in an open mic and you put a set together, you said jokes, didn't get laughs, you did stand-up. Are you a stand-up comedian? You're probably not a stand-up comedian yet because you just started.
Yeah.
But you're doing comedy.
Yeah.
I get it because like the first year of comedy I only did it 3 times.
Right.
The first year.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. It's like my first year I did it like Monday and Wednesday. Maybe for 2 years.
But you did it twice a week. I did it 3 times in my first year.
Yeah. But not even like every week. I'm just saying that's what we were talking about. Like and I'm like, yeah, I could probably, if I wanted to, shave off 2 years.
Right.
Of me being a comedian.
I just shave off 1 year for that, and then the almost 3 years I didn't do it at all. Really, only that one fundraiser you see me eat my shit.
Yeah.
So for 3 years I didn't do it at all. So I always take 3 years off.
Yeah.
My thing. So I started in 2001. I did it 3 times. Then I started in April of 2002 and went to 2004. Stopped all 4, 5, and 6. Went back 2007.
Yeah. Then
to me, that's 10. It's like 10, 12 years, basically.
Yeah.
12 years.
Yeah, and you were doing it before me. You were already a great comedian. My first show.
Right.
You were already like a seasoned comedian.
And that was my first year, though, year and a half.
Yeah, and some comics said that they've heard people say, like, until you're, like, being paid regularly, you're not, which I'm doing it 9 years, 8 years.
I
said, I don't even care about, I was like, at a certain point, it doesn't even matter anymore. Because honestly, any bookers like, can you do the job?
Here's the reason why people try to put numbers on it. It's not only for bookers. It's for your where you are in your career. People, if I say I started in 2001.
Yeah.
My first open mic was in 2001, right?
Yeah.
That's what I say. To a regular person, they'll be like, wow, you've been doing it 16 years. Like, oh, so you should be somewhere. Who gives a fuck who you think I should be? To be honest with you.
Right.
That's the only reason you're trying to put a number on it, is to see how far along I should be.
More of a measuring stick more of a measuring stick to like.
Yeah. Because
a negative measuring stick.
Huh?
A negative measuring stick.
Yeah. All I need is funny measuring stick. Like, if I'm funny, and like accomplishing things can come in. Look, Bobby Kelly, I remember when I first started, I think he had been doing it 10, 11 years. When I first started. And he just was getting, like, Tough Crowd was like his first thing. I think he had a Comedy Central, like one of those Comedy Central Presents.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or whatever. What was that one show?
Premium Blend.
Premium Blend. He had a Premium Blend. I think he was on Tough Crowd. And then he got a Comedy Central Presents, maybe. Like a 30-minute Comedy Central Presents. Like, and that just happened for him in 2003.
Yeah.
He wasn't brand new. He'd been doing it for 11 years.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of – so I start to look at that. Like Seinfeld used to say, it takes about 10 to 12 years before you really start getting your chops. So
I believe that. That's what I said when I was talking to those kids.
I want to count all the times I started and been doing it, but I technically will leave out 3 years. So I say I've been doing it 12 years. I mean, it's technically been doing it a little longer.
Yeah. I've been actually doing it for 12 from my first my first open mic. But yeah, like the TV stuff, all that stuff, it's stuff you can't control. You can only control your funny.
Correct.
You know? But it was just a cool, like, philosophical discussion we had where, if you think about it, it really doesn't matter.
It doesn't. That's the point.
I met this kid from New York that's doing it 3 years, man. He's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I know.
He's got the poise and jokes. You're like, you're only doing it 3 years? I'm so jealous of you.
Yeah, and this guy's been doing it 30 years, and you're like, oh my God, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
So
time
if it was time frame that was if time frame equaled success, we would all right now be successful comedians.
Right.
Selling out theaters.
Do you want
to go, speaking on the topics of comedy.
Okay.
I want to do a Mike's Hot Corner.
Okay.
You got my opening?
No, we never made an opening, but we'll do one.
What is yours?
Mike's Hot Corner. There we go. We should get an opening made. A little more oomph than that.
I like when you do it, though.
Let me see if I can get some background music for Mike's Hot Corner.
All right.
Let me plug in my iPhone, and we'll try and get some. Let's see what we can get on YouTube.
Before you really looking for this, tomorrow, I just want to say tomorrow's my daughter's birthday.
Uh-huh.
She'll be 20 years old, dude.
Holy shit.
Not a teenager. 20.
Holy shit, she's almost drinking.
I know.
Oh, my God. Samantha, little Samantha.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Dude, I can remember talking to you about, I set up her Facebook today because she just turned 14. You know what I mean? Like, she's allowed to have Facebook. She just turned 13.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's 20.
Let's see if this is royalty-free background music. Let's see if this is a good Mike's Hot Corner. In a world of podcasts, certain men have certain topics that need to be discussed. One of those men is Mike Gaffney, comedian. Now is time for Mike's Hot Corner.
Yes. I like that intro.
All right, go.
Now I'm going to go. All right, go.
You're supposed to be ready when the music faded out.
This is our first time.
All right, hold up. Yeah, that was... All right, let's try it. Ready for Mike's Hot Corner.
Yeah! That's right. It's time for Mike's Hot Corner. And what's on the corner today, Joe?
What?
No, I haven't told.
You haven't told me yet.
You can take down your level of hypeness. I'll take it from here. All right, we were just talking about comedy, and I've been noticing some things. I don't know if I talked about you. I don't think I talked to you about this, but I've been noticing. We talked about specials the last time. We were talking about Netflix specials. Okay. You asked me what I thought about that, but it's not about that. It's about what I've been seeing comics trashing, like Amy Schumer special.
Okay. And
I'm just going to use Amy Schumer as a point of reference, but they did it with Bill Burr. This hour wasn't his best. Shut the fuck up. If you notice the sentence you just said, this hour wasn't his best. Like, you don't even have an hour.
Right.
You're picking out many of his hours to pick apart. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, Louis C.K., any of the greats get shit on. Dan Cook, these fucking guys. You know what? And I want to say, I'm seeing some of you comics, I don't even know who you are. I don't even know one of your jokes. Some of you do. Some of the people I'm talking that have aggravated me, I know well. But as a comedy fan, as just a regular person who likes comedy, yeah, not every single comic is going to be what I want to hear. Right. And as fans go, not every comedy fan is going to like my material. Not going to like your material. They're going to find someone else. You're going to be like, wow, they love his stuff. Mm-hmm. And the job of a comedian is to tell jokes and get a room full of people to come and see you. That's your job. Mm-hmm. If you can do that, you're a successful comedian. If you can book a night where 500 people came to hear you because they love your jokes, who gives a fuck about anybody else's opinion on your jokes? These people love them.
Right.
And that's the job. Amy Schumer has done the job. Whatever you want to say, the industry has spoon-fed us Amy Schumer, but whatever reason, when she that I don't buy that, because she's
been a good comedian since she bust on the scene.
And she's been grinding, and then she came up with that Inside Amy Schumer show, which blew up. Right? Now, you think when she wrote that show, they knew that, the industry knew people were going to like it?
Right.
No, we didn't know how far it was going to go. It became really good. It gave comics that we all know a chance to write on it and better their careers. She blew up. She now sells out theaters and arenas of people who are not tricked.
Yeah, you're not pulling the wool over their eyes. They made the decision to buy these tickets.
Yes.
Not because they don't like you. Mm-hmm. And they don't laugh at your stuff. It's because they like your shot. Like when someone takes the time out to go online and put the credit card number in and buy a couple expensive tickets to an arena and get a babysitter and make that their night, they like you.
Yes.
The industry didn't make them do that.
No, they get tricked.
No, they get tricked. They've seen you before.
Correct. And they wanted to see you again.
Right.
She did the job. So all you comics out there who are talking about how shitty her special was and how lame her jokes were and, she talked about her pussy. I don't know if you guys know that. Like, that's the crowd that paid to come see her wanted to hear that. The crowd that came to pay her to see her enjoyed it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, if her special came out and you saw this crowd not liking it.
Right.
You'd be like, wow, man, she's lost a step. But it was a room full of her fans.
Correct.
You can't fake laughter. You can't fake it. It's not like, we're here for the special. Guys laugh at everything Amy says.
No,
she said words.
And they thought it was funny.
They thought it was funny. It's about as easy as it gets.
Absolutely. And when you set up a room full of people, when you've been working to get fans to buy your tickets in advance everywhere you go, sell out arenas and sell out big theaters everywhere you go, ones that aren't being televised, and people are laughing. If there's 10,000 people watching that show, if 500 didn't find it funny, she did her job.
Yeah.
So you're a comic, and the thing that's bothering me the most is that comedians shitting on other comedians who are doing what we're all supposed to be doing. Like, why are you shitting on it? Why don't you put together an hour and see if people want to come see you?
Because they'd be like, well, the industry doesn't really, That's
why I started with the industry can't force feed us that much success. They tried, and I'll give you an example. Chris D'Elia, he is very industry. His father runs NBC. They've tried 2 different shows to put him on, and I'm not saying anything bad about Chris. I think he's funny. When I see him, I think he's funny. But apparently, the world hasn't bought it.
Right.
So it's not successful. So you can force feed something on us if we don't find – look, Joe Rogan is hilarious. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's had a couple of failed projects. You know what I mean? Like there's some really funny fucking people. Like Sebastian crushes and couldn't get a sitcom picked up. Okay? So the industry can force feed you as much as you want, but like Sebastian didn't even need the industry. He's blowing up. So what is your point is Sebastian didn't get the same help, if you want to say, that Amy Schumer gets. Brian Regan has got no help, right?
Yeah.
He sells out arenas, right? But like, you can do it if that's the case. If you're telling me the only way you can do it is industry, you're telling me that's the only way you can do it is if the industry got your back. Well, there's a lot of guys who the industry doesn't have their back that are successful.
Yeah, exactly. Because they keep their head down and work hard.
Work hard, and then have an opinion on every single comic who put a special out.
That reminds me, there was a quote I was going to post last night, but I just didn't, just because I got sidetracked. But I was reading that book that we like, The War of Art.
Yeah.
And I took a screen cap of this quote because I thought it was perfect, where it talks about what was that? The sign of an amateur is over glorification of a preoccupation with the mystery. The professional shuts up, doesn't talk about it, and does the work.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I see that too. Like I feel like when you're very much a critic, you can't be hardworking on your own stuff.
Right.
You're too I feel like when you're such a critic, you're giving bad vibes to the universe.
Right.
Like this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, no,
it's just like the guy, like the guy who had a bad breakup with a girl that's like shitting on women, shits on women, fucking broads, but then they can't find a new girl. It's because you have this shit attitude.
Yep.
Maybe you're not saying that to them, but you're giving a vibe off. Maybe your shit attitude about comedy and judging other people, you're just coming off as negative.
That's what I'm saying. That's the message to comics is you're not a fan anymore. You don't get to be a fan right now and say, I don't like that person. You don't get to be a fan. You know what? And it's like, even if you are a fan, nobody cares if you like them. No. Either you like them or you don't. Shut the fuck up with your negative bashing of everything. Like I saw someone post, what's this show everybody's talking about? Enough of TV. Like everybody was talking about This Is Us.
Yeah.
It's like you can't even let people enjoy their show because you don't know it. It sucks. Get the fuck. I hope you die. I hope you die. I really do hope you die because you're useless to society.
Yeah.
If you want to allow society to just flow and enjoy what they enjoy, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I believe if once you're a comedian and you state you're a comedian and you want to brag about being a comic, you don't get to be a critic of what comedians are doing because they're all trying to do the job the best they know how.
Mm-hmm.
Some comedians are extremely unfunny. So you're in a room and you see an extremely unfunny comic, you might go, wow, that guy is fucking horrible. Okay, right. You're allowed to have that opinion. We all talk shit.
Right.
But you can't deny someone's success because you think she doesn't deserve this success. Or Bill Burr, you're not going to deny his success, but that special wasn't that good. Okay. Do you have one out?
Right.
Oh, you don't have one? Then until you get to do it, where you're forced, where you know that you have to come out with another hour, yeah, you're probably going to rush some things.
Right.
Some things aren't going to be ready for the hour. But then you realize you have a room, you have 7,000 people in this theater who will take anything you give them because they really like you. So you're giving them your best. Like, yeah, that one joke probably is a little weak, but I'm going to tell them to them anyhow because they really like me. And I'm going to have fun with it anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the job. You're going to go to a Led Zeppelin concert and go, fucking, I love Rush. What are you doing here then?
I love Rush.
It doesn't make sense, man. There's different music. There's different styles of song. There's different type of comedy. Everyone's ear is tuned in differently. As a comedian, though, you should shut your mouth, act professional, and stop shitting on your industry. And you know where I learned this, and it's from the strangest place. I don't know if Cisco ever listens to this, but I learned this from Cisco, of all places, me to learn anything. I love you, Cisco. He, not Cisco, the thong song, Cisco, the comedy guy, Cisco.
Yeah.
This was like in 2009. I'm going into Ha down in the basement, and they had like a hallway bar. It was an active bar, but it was just a bar with a television screen, and all the guys would hang out and watch TV between sets. And they had Comics Unleashed was on. And I went in there and I was watching. And I was like, "Oh, this show is horrible, man. This show sucks." Right? Mm-hmm. And Cisco said, and I guess he sensed my anger, negativity. And I wasn't angry because I wasn't on the show. This is 2009. I had no shot of being on that show anyhow. But I just thought that the format was kind of lame.
Right.
And he said, "Yeah, man, but it's an opportunity for comedians, man. It's just another opportunity for comedians to showcase themselves." And when he said that, I was like, "Yeah, why am I shitting on the thing that is for comedians to do?"
Right.
I mean, like, this is what you get to do. This is what's out there. Yeah. Is it not exactly how a comedian wants to showcase this stuff? I'm sure. But it's an opportunity. Why would I shit on that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, like, I don't understand the public shitting on people. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, for instance, like, you know, even when I was in Grand Rapids, I'm hanging with two comics at a diner, and we were just talking about people's comedy specials, but not in a negative way. Just like, yeah, I didn't think it was this, it was that. Just a private conversation,
right? About,
you know, what we felt about watching it. But Absolutely. To publicly go on and on social media and shit on somebody, it's
unprofessional, and it looks like you are a whiny fucking cunt. It looks like you're jealous and bitter, and the reason why it looks like you're jealous and bitter because you've got nothing. Like, listen, if and they wouldn't do this. That's why they're successful. If Louis C.K., Chris Rock, Dane Cook all said, "You know what? Amy Schumer sucks. Her special sucks. It was lame." Not that they should do that, and they would never do that. I'm going to give them more. I'm going to listen to them because they're doing exactly what she's doing.
Yeah.
You don't look like you got anything going for you. And you're fucking talking shit about people who are actually doing what you would love to do. Now, we'll go to Gerard Carmichael. Okay.
Yeah.
I hated hearing his name the very first time he had a fucking to an HBO special.
Yeah.
I never heard of him ever, and now he's got an HBO special. Then I saw the special. It made me aggravated at him at first. But then I thought about it, and I was like, if they came to me right now and said, "Mike, you want an HBO special?" I may not be ready for an HBO special, but I'm not saying no.
Yeah, right. Are they supposed to say no? Sorry,
you know what? The back of the room doesn't really think I'm ready for this opportunity. Okay, now, did the special to me was lame, it was weak, and I didn't like it at all? Yeah, but I still don't shit on Gerard Carmichael for taking the opportunity, and he had some funny stuff. I just think it wasn't like developed material. I just didn't think the material was developed.
If you ever like read like any like reviews on that, when they like. This is directed by Spike Lee. That was what they were going for, like showing a guy workshopping it. Like he's a regular at the Comedy Store, and they called it Love from the Store. And their idea was to show how he works at the store,
which is a great idea for a comic that everyone knows. Now, if you want to do that for Chris Rock,
right?
Love from the Cellar.
Yeah. I'm just saying what I've read on it. Yeah,
that, but I want to explain why it doesn't make sense for him.
Right?
Because no one knows him.
Right.
So we're going to see a guy that no one knows workshop?
Well, it hasn't hurt him because he got a sitcom after that.
No, he had it before that. That's why they did it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They did that to roll him out to America. I get what happened. They
Right.
needed to inject him quickly into society.
Yeah.
And doing a 30-minute Comedy Central special wasn't going to cut it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And maybe a Showtime hour wouldn't do it, so get him an HBO.
Right.
Put him in there. Now, I do like the concept of showing a guy workshop his material and work out material, but I think I would have liked it more if Chris Rock did that special to watch him, because we've seen him with a squeaky, polished, shiny hour.
Yeah.
I've never seen Gerard with a shiny hour. So you're just showing me a guy who does comedy not
Right.
well.
I watched his new special when I was away.
I watched parts of that too, and I'll tell you, like I said, his jokes have a lot of life to them, but they are all unworked. Which is, if that's his style, that's his style. I'm not going to hate on him. I don't work out with him enough. I've never seen him on the road do a solid. I don't know what he's capable of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I liked some of his jokes. I liked the joke about Martin Luther King. There was another joke that I was watching just before. I can't remember the joke, but I liked it.
Well, here was my thing watching it. Now, I watched half of it, and then I was just tired. It had nothing to do with whether, visually, the special was amazing.
Yes.
It was directed by Bo Burnham. I didn't realize that till I looked it up.
Who?
Bo Burnham, that young comic, the piano comic.
Bo Burnham.
He directed it. So
Okay.
it looked beautiful. Now I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, I'm not laughing as much as, but then I started thinking to myself, because one of the comics asked me over lunch in Grand Rapids, what did I think of it? And my initial reaction was, I just didn't get it.
Right.
But then I started thinking, I'm like, probably because I've heard Bill Burr call the guy a genius.
Right.
Maybe I'm looking at it to be something that I'm used to, a certain style that I'm already used to seeing.
Right.
He may be having this new, he's this original thing that's the next thing, this next type of comedy. It seems like this very thought-provoking. Let me throw out these thoughts, almost like I'm going to have a conversation with the audience about these issues.
Punchy.
So
not punchy.
Not punchy, not showy.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm going to watch it again more in that realm because I'm judging it on my preconceived notions of what I'm used to comedy being, when this kid very well could be ahead of his time. I don't know. He could stink, but he also could be doing something that's, you almost have to give him credit for trying something different.
Well, this is how you know he's not that he's on to something, because his style of comedy may be just talking about topics and not really developing bits out of them.
Right. I think I heard an interview with him one time where he was like, I'm trying to do something different.
Right. Which, to me, is what a lot of people want. And I like that. That's the thing. I feel like I'll never be able to capture on a special unless I do it like that. My club in the moment presence and thinking of topics and talking about them is enjoyable. It's just not what I've been developing. I like to develop a bit. This may be the way he does comedy, where the bit doesn't have to be developed and sharp for him.
And that's
it's just the idea.
And that's why he's probably going to be famous forever, because the guy's not I don't want to just do what everybody's doing.
Right, which is great.
I want to do what I do.
No, which is, like I said, when I watch it, even the first special, when I watched it, I can appreciate it for what that is.
Yeah.
So I might have said something negative about it at first because I never heard of the guy. Now I'm hearing about him on HBO, and it kind of lessened the beauty of HBO for me. But when you look at it from a different angle, it's just a different way of looking at comedy. There's probably, if that's how we're looking at comedy, there's probably a lot of guys who are doing that already that can have a special if we're just doing that.
Right. If you go look at old Lenny Bruce, you'd be like, this guy was awful.
Yeah.
Because it was the comedy of that time. But even at that time, he was ahead of his time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Only a few people liked him. It wasn't mass love of Lenny Bruce.
Right.
Go look at old Eddie Murphy, who we loved. If somebody never heard of Eddie Murphy and you played his specials today, they'd be like, oh my God, he's so homophobic. He's so...
Yeah, right.
You'd have to be apologizing.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even make it on TV.
Right.
His act, even though it was hilarious for the time.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So,
But again, when I see, every time I've said this, every time, even when I watched the first special, I was aggravated at the at the way it was done with the Notebook and everything. I get the concept, but I liked his topics. I liked his premises. I liked his. Some of the things were very funny. He just wasn't punchy, right? He wasn't typical punchy comic. So that, if you're looking at it at that angle, yes, he fell short. Look at it at a different angle. I'm not going to call anybody a genius, but he did this workout thing that we all want to do. All right? We all want to just go up there and speak our mind. So any comic who says that they don't is full of horse shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We all want to go up there and be in the moment and just doing our thing.
Yeah.
But what do we all say? Now I got to do the good stuff. See, he wasn't worried about doing the good stuff. He was just doing the stuff. So I get that. Like Louis C.K. said in that interview, his act is something he goes to when his material isn't working. His act.
When his material's not working, he goes to his act. Right.
So Gerard Carmichael's just doing material. He doesn't have an act.
Yeah, well, people gave that. I've heard people do the same critique of Louis C.K. Like, oh, he's got these jokes that aren't fully fleshed out. It's like he's putting out something special. But it's like, but who cares?
So what?
People like it.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I don't listen to comics I don't like.
Yeah, and like, as a comedian, I'm in the industry. I should not be shitting on people who are doing what they want to do in the game. Exactly. Yes. Can I look at some comics and go, wow, that guy really is not funny. He sucks. Yeah, of course. I can do that in conversation with each other. We're going to do that. That's normal. Right. I'm a human. I'm going to make fun of people or say that guy sucks. Of course I am. But in the public's eye, I'm not going to shit on someone's path, on how they are getting the job done. That's what you're supposed to do. They figured it out. You think Gerard Carmichael knew that he was going to be Gerard fucking Carmichael? You didn't think he set out going, I'm going to hustle people. I'm going to get 2 HBO specials on my own sitcom. That's what I'm going to do. No. He was like, I'm going to just keep – and then someone gave him an opportunity. He's like, oh, okay. And he went with the opportunity. Well, he went with a style that he thought he wanted to do, and it just happened – he got picked up. You know how many young people are out in L.A. trying to do something? I'm telling you, he probably got picked up because he was different. This industry is always looking for something different. Like I said, like they see people kill all the time. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Killing means nothing. I know. You know what I learned that listening when I first started featuring for some road hacks that've been around for 30 years who think they're amazing, and then you watch them, and you're like, that's not amazing. The reason why you're still here at this fucking firehouse is because that isn't. I know you killed. Everyone in the firehouse thinks you're hilarious. It means nothing. I learned that back early on, even though it's a low level of thing. But like when I met Dino from Uncle Vinny's, now I knew of Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club, but I hadn't tried to get in because I was still a relatively new comic. And he was at a show that I was closing out where I wasn't doing good. I'm doing my jokes, and the small crowd was not liking it. I came off stage feeling like shit, and he comes up to me. He's like, oh, here's my card. Why don't you call me? I want you to work my club. And I'm like, after that? Right. And he goes, no, I just liked your demeanor. You were very professional about how it wasn't going right. You did your job. Right. Like he liked my professionalism. Right. It's like I wasn't even killing, but I did it in a professional way. Right. It was more than the comedy. Like killing doesn't matter. But he liked me. Right. And gave me opportunities in his club for years to grow. I bombed his actual stage on paid shows many nights. Right. Coming up, and he just liked me. Right. Where other people would be like, that guy Joe sucks. Why would you use Joe? Right. And he's like, I just like him. Right. He's just something about him. Because you're a professional. You know how to do the job. Sometimes you're great. Sometimes you're really funny. Sometimes you didn't do great, but you're still professional. You still do the job. Right. That's what gets you the job. You're not complaining about you just get the job because you did the job. Right. And now years later, it's my home club. Right. I perform there all the time, and we have a great relationship. But you know what I'm saying? No, it's like absolutely. If a comic was killing, be like, how come I'm not getting that? It's like because I don't know, because whoever saw you wasn't looking for what you sold. Right. Yes. But what did Norton say? Is like the industry saw you, they just didn't want it. Right. It's okay.
Well, it's just like when I was at the festival. Now, this wasn't an industry festival, but like I'm thinking, okay, now you have to even think if you're at an industry festival.
Right.
Like there was a ton of comics there. And let me tell you, they were all doing great.
Right.
Like, so like, even if there was industry there and I killed my showcases, it still would have been a shot in the dark. Because let me tell you, man, every comic murdered.
Right.
So even if there was industry there's a long shot that one of them that I'm going to get something.
Yeah, right.
So, like, killing wasn't even a factor there.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, it made me think, like, wow, I would even probably, if I was at an industry, festival, I would definitely take the pressure off myself.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I really can just provide me and everything else is up in the air.
Ninth in the lineup with, like, like with Jeter. Like, you're just, if you can get on base, that's awesome. If you can't, don't worry about it.
Right. Dude, my showcase, I think there were like 10 comics.
Right.
For an hour and a half. Just not the crowd didn't get tired for once. Like every comic, boom, boom, boom.
Right.
And if one of them got something, say if it was an industry thing, you would have been like, of course, one of them had to.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I just think it's bitterness, the complainers,
and it's bitterness, unwarranted bitterness. Most of the people I see talking about it are people who don't have any opportunities at all. They've not been turned down for anything. They've not submitted for anything. They've not gone out for anything, really. You know what I'm saying? They just go up and do their shows in Jersey, do a couple shows in Manhattan. Nothing wrong with that lifestyle. Just keep doing it and keep getting better. But don't shit on the people publicly on the industry. This doesn't look good.
I think because it doesn't look good. And I think in their head, other people's success means their failure, and that's just a mad insecurity.
Yeah,
and a lack of self-awareness that, you know what, maybe you're not as good as you think you are.
There's one thing, Chunk. Like maybe there's a reason why you're not successful, but most of the people I see bitching aren't even at a level to where people even consider you successful or not. You're like not even on the radar. So don't worry about it right now. Just keep getting better. But these guys will post something and they know they're going to be able to rally the troops of negativity because there's a ton of shitty comics out there that are going to hate on Amy Schumer. That's easy target. So they hate on her.
Yeah, I would never, even if I did hate someone, which I don't, like no one special got me mad how bad it was.
No.
Like if I'm watching something, and I'm not into it, I shut it off.
Right.
I don't feel the need to go proclaim how much I hated something.
I'll watch a special, or I'll just see that the person has a half hour, or they have an hour, and then inside my stomach I'll get a little flutter, like, God damn it, why are you not doing this, Mike?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's all. That's a little look at myself, like, what the hell's going on? I don't care if they did their special. Their special didn't bump me from getting a special. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want them to do your thing. And if this is success, it's successful. But, like, if I hate anybody special, like, nobody's made me so angry except for Gerard Carmichael. And that was before I saw it because I was like, why am I learning about a guy through HBO? That aggravated me.
Well, that's the new thing now. That's something people have to accept. That, I mean, especially Netflix is putting out a special every week.
Right. Which is fine now.
That's the
Netflix, I don't
Comedy
care.
Central's going away from stand-up comedy. It's all going to go to Netflix.
Yeah.
Comedy Central's going to be like MTV. They're just going to have their little shows. They're at midnight. They'll have comedians on, but I don't think they want to do stand-up comedy anymore.
Right.
It just seems that way. Even when guys like Joe DeRosa had a special, it was like premiered at midnight on Friday.
No, but you know why specials on Comedy Central don't work? Because most people aren't going to be at the top of the hour ready to tune in.
No, and they want kids, and kids don't watch TV. Kids watch YouTube. Kids watch their apps.
Right.
You know what I mean? But don't begrudge anybody their successes. I don't. You know what? Maybe it's just our age. I don't live like that. Maybe if I was maybe if I was in my 20s now, I had a little bit more angst in my 20s.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe I would have a little bit more like, what the fuck did they there? But I'm 40,
I don't even know then.
I'm 41 years old. I'm like, I don't care, man.
I mean, like, it would have been more of a, like more self-loathing. And maybe in my 20s, I've been like more like, well, I suck, they're better. But I don't think I'm lashing out. Like, and now when I see like Amy Schumer I watch the special. I watch it. I'm like, yeah, she makes me laugh. She's not killing me, but I'm not her audience either. She doesn't care if I laugh every minute.
Yeah, and it's just
doesn't care. Like Bill Burr doesn't care that you think it wasn't as good as his last hour. He doesn't give a fuck. So shut up. He just wants to do comedy for the people who want to pay to see his comedy, man. That's the whole.
Well, it's just bitter people,
thing.
dude. Nobody here that's posting these things that you see, like they're just bitter people.
It has to be.
Like, what was it? The kid, I looked up his name. This kid, Pedro Gonzalez. He's a comic from New York. I met at Laugh Fest. Funny as hell.
Right.
And we were just talking because he came from Philly, moved to New York,
right,
to be a comic. And he's like, people were telling him, "Oh man, New York's very cutthroat. They're very mean. Nobody, everyone's out for their own." He goes, "I've had nothing but nice people. I've met nothing. I've had nobody be how they warned me they were going to be."
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, because you were probably talking to bitter people.
Right.
You know what I mean? You weren't talking to real comedians.
Right.
Right? Because real comedians are like, nah, I've met nothing but nice people as well. So that probably,
No, yeah, absolutely. When you say you went to a festival and you had a good time, you hung out with people, there's going to be a group like, fucking hanging out with comedians all week? Hell no. Fucking they're annoying. Like, they're annoying because because you're a miserable...
Well, you see people shit on the festivals too. Like you'll see people like, I got into this festival, yeah, but there's nobody there.
Yeah,
it's not going to do nothing for you. It's like, how about maybe that's your problem? Maybe you're just looking for too much something to be everything.
Yeah.
How about you just go out and have a weekend? That's probably why you don't do the road because you're like, I'm going to get paid more than that.
Right.
It's like, yeah, but nobody knows you. Why should they pay you more?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like the people that's like, listen, would I like feature pay to be good? Better? Yeah. But like there's no incentive for you to get better if you can make a living as a feature.
Right.
Like it's like when people try and make this treat it like a regular day job. I got a job as a comedian and I'm guaranteed a salary every year.
Right.
It's like these same bitter people I've seen my whole. I don't really hang around them as much anymore. I don't find myself around people like that no more because of the rooms I play. I feel like I'm more around people that are doing it and having a good time with it. Right. I feel maybe that bitterness is more like new comics, young comics.
I mean,
sometimes really old comics that maybe.
It's like if you're old and you've been doing this a while and like you feel like beaten by the game, it just didn't turn out the way you wanted to turn out. I can almost. I wish you weren't bitter, but I understand it more.
Right.
I get it. You know what I mean? But if you're new and you've been doing it for fucking 6 years. And you're bitter because you have no idea how to get better and you don't know how to advance your career. I understand it's frustrating, but the people who have figured it out have figured it out. Just figure it out. Not everyone figures it out, man.
Yeah. I was shocked at some of our friends that shit on some specials publicly. We have a few of our closer friends.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, really, dude? That's where, like, I don't know.
You just keep your mouth shut.
Like, why are you the comedy critic?
Who are you
Why do you want to be a critic? Why do you want to be a critic? A critic is someone that gave up.
Right.
Why do you want to be a critic? You know what I don't get it. I don't get it.
Why do you want to be a critic? And why do you want to, like, who are you talking to right now? Like, when you stand up on your Facebook soapbox and you go, Amy Schumer, what a shitty special. She did this joke. What a shit special. Who are you speaking to right now? Who are you trying to reach? Just think about that. You got your fucking your blowhorn and you're like, hey, everybody, this sucks, shitty special. Who are you trying to reach? What group are you trying to gather? Miserable fucking humans who will agree and go, yeah, she sucks. That's who you want to talk to? I don't want to talk to them people. I don't want them to agree. Did you see that thing I posted last night about the what's her name, Rachel Maddow? I said this tax thing is kind of reminds me of the time Geraldo Rivera opened up an empty vault.
Yeah.
Right? And I put that up before I put a disclaimer up.
Uh-huh.
Then I got a couple of Trumpoid retards come in.
Yeah.
And I had to put a disclaimer. I was like, P.S. I in no way am supporting your guy. This is not a bonding moment. Like, I don't want that group thinking we're together.
Nah.
Why do I want to sit there and shit on a fucking special and I want that group of people to come and go, yeah, she sucks. I don't want them I don't want to talk to them.
Nah, fuck that, man. Just stay in your lane and put the blinders on, do your thing, get better, and like just fucking.
You're like acting like you lost a race that you're not even in. You weren't even in this race.
Yeah, you never see real comics shitting on
hour over your hour to put out there.
You never see real comics shitting on shit publicly.
They don't, exactly.
Because why? Because do we know how hard it is? Comics know how hard it is to put shit together.
Absolutely.
And you don't know the pressures of having a career like hers where you're expected to put out material. You know what I mean? And when you put out that much material, listen, Gaffigan's wasn't as good as his other ones, but that's how high of a bar he set for himself.
Absolutely. It's hard to follow yourself when you're that good.
Right. But it was still 10 times better than any... You guys can't even do it
in a 45-minute set. If you did your best jokes up front, you wouldn't even know what to close with. These guys have done 5 hours up front.
Right.
You want them to come with a even better hour than their first 5 hours?
I know. It's ridiculous, man.
Jerk-offs.
Fucking jerk-offs.
But there's a girl from L.A. put up a post, and she was like, all these, everybody's shitting on Amy Schumer. I'm not sure why. And then she broke it down, like how hard people work to get to where they're at.
Yeah.
And some guy came on and commented, he's like, yeah, how does she? She's a joke thief. She is. It was proven already, which was never really proven. But she's a joke thief. And then he's like, let me get this straight. She could film a movie, write a television show, and do all this, and come up with a new hour where she's not. And they're like, first off, it doesn't take 7 years to film a movie. It took her 60 days to film Trainwreck.
Yeah.
And she has writers working with her.
Right.
Because she's at a spot where she needs people to give her material to work on.
Listen, Chris Rock uses writers. Daniel Tosh uses writers.
They all use
Jim
writers.
Gaffigan's wife writes jokes for him. Jay Moore's wife writes jokes for him.
Right.
It's just bitter people, dude. It's bitter.
Yeah.
I can't take it, man.
Right. So I almost jumped in the conversation, and I was like, nah, you know what? It's not worth it.
Yeah. We have to wrap up soon. I got to get Justin from school. Let me just end Mike's Hot Corner with some music.
Okay, though.
That was Mike's Hot Corner.
I forgot to end pieces of shit.
There you go. Mike's Hot Corner ends on pieces of shit. All right, let's do some plugs real quick. Actually tonight, hopefully it'll be uploaded in time. I'll be at Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club this Wednesday and Thursday. So if you want to come out to that club, I'll be there at 8 p.m. with Adam Lucidi before he goes off to Texas this year and selfishly takes his talents to Austin. Douchebag. What do you got?
I am at Stitches in Lancaster this weekend.
Nice.
3 shows. One Friday, I guess 2 Saturday, maybe 1 and 1. I don't even know.
I think it's 1 and 1 Stitches. But awesome, man. Good episode. Everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for downloading. Go to joefernandez.net for all my dates. Go to MikeGaffneyLive.com for all his dates. And you guys have been listening to All in Our Heads.